have another great edition for you guys. This is episode 158, and we have the wonderful Miss Sa'rah Serenity of SSJ Bakery. And we got a great one for you tonight. We're going to talk about her journey in entrepreneurship, how she balances being a mom, a wife, and also just talk about her journey in entrepreneurship. So without further ado, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'll just say hi. No, I'm just kidding. But hi, everyone. I'm doing very, very well. I'm very relaxed.
Yes, and that's what we want.
I specialize in that, you know.
There we go. We're going to get into that. So, okay. And as you guys know, we like to start at the very beginning. So, born and raised in Cleveland?
No, at all.
No.
No. Born in New Jersey.
Okay.
I'm from Jersey City. Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to Jersey.
And through a lot of moves and everything from Florida and then to Cleveland, my mom moved us back. So for 30-something years, 20-something years, I've been in Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what parts of Cleveland would you say that you? If you say you had a claim part of Cleveland, what part would you claim?
Lakeshore.
Lakeshore, okay. There we go. Shout out to Lakeshore. No, that's my hood right there.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's talk about your journey. Let's talk about how did you enter entrepreneurship and what made you even want to take that dive in there?
Okay, so I got married. My husband. And I've always been a baker. I've been baking since I was in high school. I used to have a little hustle with the older kids. I would stand outside in the hallway and, have my baked goods, and they would come with $1 or $2 and buy cinnamon rolls and all type of things. But then life happened. I went to work, but we got married, and to cut costs, I did my entire dessert table. And I remember after the wedding, a coworker, it was on fast. I didn't even get anything. And being up till 3 o'clock in the morning trying to bake on the day of your wedding and not to get you didn't even get a swipe of frosting. That's okay. But I remember returning back to work, and my coworker was like, dang, that stuff was so good. It went so fast. What, you put some weed in there? And I was like, wait, that's a thing? Now me, I've always been a lover of marijuana, cannabis, but whatever you want to call it, since I was 17. But I had never done an edible. I didn't really know about edibles. I mean, I seen Next Friday where they gave the dog, the brownie and everything, poor Chico. But, I never knew about the edible world. And so that was in May. My birthday was June 29th. And I remember having a talk with some guy who's also a business owner, and he liked cannabis, and he was like, I was telling him my ideas, and he was like, yeah, well, get me a spreadsheet, and or get me some information and come to me because I would like to invest with you. And I was like, oh, you had to tell me. So within 24 hours, I had a spreadsheet of all the materials that I need, what type of investment I would need, how we could break down the investment, how he would get a return on his investment, yada, yada. He wasn't ready for me. He was not ready. He was like, oh yeah, let me check my money. I'm gonna get back to you and all that.
He didn't even serious.
Yeah, he I don't think he really knew. And then I'm the Excel queen. Okay, so I'm gonna come with some numbers and look, this is color coded, and look, we hit this button. Look what happens. Yeah. So I kind of just sat back because that was the first note I had gotten. But I think that was important for me because it's like I could have stopped there. Yeah. And I was like, well, I got a job. I guess I could kind of, maybe not get everything all at once, but let's just kind of get piece by piece. So I started ordering materials, and within 30 days, I had everything I needed. So now, my birthday was June 29th. I think August 2nd, I had to start getting my materials, and September 9th. I'm really good with dates, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, you were good.
Yeah, September 9th, I love numbers. September 9th was my very first pop-up show where I did it at a hair salon. Yeah. And it's interesting because people wouldn't think of hair salon and edibles, but hair salon and edibles go together. Why? Wow. Because women are at a hair salon. How many hours, ladies? How many hours are you sitting in that chair? Yeah. So if I can give you something and I say, within 20, 30 minutes, you're going to be feeling good. You're going to be more relaxed, able to enjoy this hair experience because, ladies, hair is therapy, at least for me. And so, once all I needed was one person. Get the one person under the dryer to try it. And then it's like, everybody, we're in the shop, so everybody trying to see, how it will work. And then, okay, let me get what she got, so it kind of grew. From there, I got an LLC, and then I didn't know nothing about business. I'm an accounting major, by the way, or I was an accounting major. I have a BS in accounting, but, and so business I know, but I didn't know how to run a business. I didn't know about marketing. I knew about customer service because I have worked in customer service, but not from the entrepreneur side of this is how you need to do things, this is how you handle things. And so within 6 months, I quit my job though because I just knew what I was doing. Yeah. And then I didn't. And so,
wait, because I want to get to that because everyone talks about the success stories or the wins. No one talks about the realness of it all. Of having the business and then having to close it down and then having to start all over again.
I mean, and that was the thing. So this is 2017, right? And I mean, I was getting sales, and Black Friday was huge, and 420 is huge, and so I'm just like, the job is taking me away from my business. I need to quit this job. The Lord was like, "Ha! I'm gonna show you something."
Wait. So we talking about. It is 2017. Help me if my memory is correct. We're talking about before the legalization, because I mean they just started.
It wasn't even legal medically here. So it was. People wanted something, and then So coming into this, I wanted to stay with baking. Yes, everybody knows about brownies. Everybody can get a Rice Krispie treat, but if you wanted a birthday cake and you wanted it infused, who do you go to? Like, who do you go to?
You're a specialist.
Yes, I'm a specialist.
Nice.
I am the infused baking queen. And so, and I don't just put it in the icing, it's in the cake. I don't just, brush it with butter. Like, I had to learn, like, the chemistry components, because a little bit of science. But if you if you expose marijuana to heat, what does it do? It burns. Right?
Wow.
Right.
I'm about to. You got, because I will say this, guys. I am a novice. I don't know too much about it. So you're schooling me on the education of it, because like everyone knows about the braces. Everyone knows about those, but I didn't know there's a science that goes into it.
There's very much
there's
science.
There's an art to it, right?
Yes. There's science. There's so much math, which I love, but like knowing that there's going to be some that's going to get burned off in the baking process.
Right.
So then it becomes mathematical, because how much do I need to put in to start so that when I'm done, I yield the desired effect, right? How many times, even in wine, like you might have made a concoction, or maybe more like with spirits, with cocktails, but you don't put enough alcohol to juice ratio or whatever, or you put enough, or you put too much, your end result will be different. So just learning that process, but the cost of that, because you mess up a bunch of brownies or a batch of brownies, that could be $45 to $100 down the drain. Nobody got time for that, especially since I've been quit my job.
Well, it's talking about, I got so many questions, because I gotta know, because like, I know me, when I first did something, I was horrible at it. Was there a time when you first started and you like, this can mess around and kill somebody, they have to this, because like I said, I'm pretty sure it's only so much you can put in before it becomes too much, right?
So everybody has a friend, has a loved one that has a story that, or I meet people all the time, I can't do edibles because the last time I did it, I ended up in the hospital, or I didn't sleep for 3 days.
I thought I was going to die.
Exactly. I hear that I'd be rich if I could count how many, or people gave me $1 for it, they thought they were going to die. And that's not good, because that's why there's a science in this, because you want to have a relaxed experience. It's a very happy median, if you will. You want to have enough where you feel it, but then where it's not too much. So like me, I'm a mom of 3. I run this business. I have 2 other businesses that I run. And so I just can't be just, like, I like to be relaxed. I like to be clear-headed, but I don't want to be like the stoner stereotype where I'm just not doing anything, not being productive. That won't work for me.
Right.
So I need to still know what I got going on, but being in my different state. That was the hardest part, because I'll never forget a young lady. She bought 1 cookie for me, and back then cookies were $5. And I said, "Why do you only buy 1 cookie?" And I thought it was just because she was a single mom budgeting. She said, "Because it's so strong, I crumple it up." She said, "I put it in the freezer, and then I bang it on things to make it crumble. And I take those little crumbs and I put it on my ice cream, and that's enough for me." Crumbs? So if it's too strong, people don't need to buy that much so I can make no money.
Right.
And that's not what I want. I want you to be able to at least take a bite of the cookie, have half of the cookie. So I'll never forget. So then I went back to the drawing board and had to, do, R&D, research and development. And that's the thing for a small business. I don't have a whole separate team. I don't have all this capital. I am the team. And I don't have the capital, because even licensed marijuana companies cannot get capital just from going into a bank. You have to usually get a private investor, because the FDIC does not want none of that drug money in their institutions. You know it there anyway, but that's another story. So it's very, like, this side of business is very hard, because I just can't walk into a bank. And so whatever I'm using, whatever money-wise investments, I have to be very smart about what I'm doing. But I did get it. And that is like my competitive knowledge, I'll say, because people say I love it so much that I have to remember that this is infused, because they will just go to town, baby. And that's the other thing. Even with drinks, like I always like kind of compare what I do to drinking, because by now you know how many shots it takes you to take you over your limit, just right? One. Oh, okay, well that's okay. But it took you that second or third one to realize one is where it's at. It's the same thing with the edibles. It's kind of like, you know, I need this to be strong. I need this to have a certain potency. And see, now I just lost my train of thought. Hold on.
No, you're good. No. And like I said, because I know for me, like I said, it's funny because you're right. I've had my own experiences and I've heard the horror stories.
Yes. So that's what it is. So I've come to know like how much to tell people to eat, how much to tell people to start with. Yeah. So if you're gonna get a brownie, my first question is, do you partake in any type of cannabis activities on the regular? Yes or no? Okay. So then I know how to direct you from there. Right. And then I always tell people, you know, if this is your first time, call my phone. You know, if you're having an experience, it's not welcomed, let me know. I can help. I can't unhigh you, but I can help you, coach you through it, so that number one, you don't call the police, because you don't want to do that. You don't want to go to the hospital. I
wouldn't call the ambulance. I had to cancel the ambulance. That's how bad it was.
Yes, and you don't want that. So so I definitely had to learn, and that was a big experience. And even with my drinks, like because I sell lemonades, I'm sure you saw, I sell lemonades, and that is the easiest thing to dose, because with edibles that are taken like food. The way that they're processed and in your body, your metabolism, it can take anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours. So all three of us can enjoy the same edible. Yeah. We can eat one cookie, all three of us. Our bodies will metabolize it different. I'm smaller, so it might hit me faster than you, and it all depends on like your body mass. And that's where people get in trouble, because they eat it, they realize, oh, it's not working, I'm gonna eat some more, and then it really kicks in, and it's like, oh my God, this is too much. Where am I? What's happening to me?
Listen, that was the case.
I don't know how to breathe. No, a girl told me, this is a true story. I won't tell you who it is, but she was like, I think I forgot how to blink. What? I said, just close your eyes and open them. She says, oh my God, thank you so much, because I really didn't know what to do. And now
it's not funny.
No, but it's like when you know, and so it is very funny. But getting back to being an entrepreneur, like it wiped me, because I was not ready for like, I don't know, there was so much I wasn't ready for back in 2017. I wasn't ready for rejection. I wasn't ready for me not being able to please everybody. Yeah. And that was the thing. And so, or elevating my prices to meet my needs. I'm trying to keep everything low, because I think people are need these prices or whatever. So I shut my business down in 2018. 2019, a past client asked me to do her daughter's birthday party, a sweet 16, so non-infused. Just did her birthday party, and it reignited my love for baking, because I was like, oh my God, I miss this so much. At this point in time, I'm still not working, because the homegirl wasn't going back to work, but I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm homeschooling. This is before the pandemic, and I'm just like, this is not me. I knew I had more to offer, so I told my husband, I think I'm gonna get back and do the edibles again. He's like, okay. Well, what you want to do? Yeah. And so this was January. This is important, because this is January of 2020. Ooh. I go to a vision board party for my daughter's school, and and I'm just sitting. I'm just sitting back, because I'm a parent. I'm letting her do it. Yeah. And the facilitator came over, and she's like, do you want to make a vision board? I was like, I don't have a vision. She said, well, let's start there. And she said, what do you want to do? And I literally sat back, and I said, I want to bake. I want to do all these things. So I put it on this vision board. And that was January 14th. And I feel like that is so important, because 60 days later, literally 60 days later, that's when we shut down. I had already opened my page back up. Like a week after I went to that vision board party, because I had my Instagram page, I just deactivated it. I just reactivated it, so I'm just starting nothing new. I still had clients or, followers or whatever. And I was getting sales, here and there. And then the pandemic happened. People were shut in, they were shut down, they were shutting down, they were in a position of like despair. And I mean that in the literal sense of, if you are not a parent that ever had to homeschool your kid, or you got frustrated when the question of Johnny had 4 apples, if that frustrates you right there,
Yeah.
Or you had the parents that are getting caught on the Zoom walking past smoking.
Yeah.
Oh, and like my people always tell you, you solve a solution, you have a business. Well, what moms, y'all need something? Here I go. Like when that mystical song, here I go. I saw my stuff in mason jars, and I meant to bring stuff with me, but with the sale and everything that was happening, and trick or treating, and the parents needed something to help with the trick or treating, I sold out. But where was I going?
No. And I do want to emphasize the fact that you did all this while still being a mom, while still being a wife. And,
yes.
And
having more kids. I had another baby in 21. So after the pandemic started, and that's what I was going back to. So I was able to provide a service, and I didn't do drinks then. And this was all purely baked goods. And when you talk about essential worker, my husband used to drive trucks, and when he got laid off, it was like, well, what are we gonna do? Luckily, I had this thing, and it's profitable in a way where it's like people want me. I went from getting like 4 orders maybe a week to 4 or 5 a day. And so with having, at this time, just 2 kids and trying to run this business, one of them needing to be in homeschool, it's like, well, how do we do this? So we'll pack up the laptop. My husband drives. The little baby, she was 2. So I pack up all the stuff. And so I had 2 shifts. I would go out in the morning for all the people who needed morning deliveries because they wanted their stuff. I'm talking about 8 o'clock in the morning. They wanted their stuff to get their day started, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that wake up, they have a smoke, so you wake and bake. Yeah. So here's your wake and bake, a real baked good. They get you baked, that's why I'm the baked baker. And then we would come home, we would do nap time if she needed help with homework or anything, and then I'd be rebaking, and then I would go for the afternoon or the evening shift for all the people that may have gone to work, and they're coming home, they're getting off at 5 o'clock. Yeah, and so now we're doing
need to decompress for the day.
Yes, and now they want their stuff in the evening to help relax to get prepared for the next day. So it was a thing, and I had a menu every single day. Every day. I was off Mondays, but Tuesday was 2 for Tuesday. Wednesday was Wacky Wednesday. You had Thick Thursday, so things were like extra bread, or like I had a double-decker Rice Krispie. So it was 2 Rice Krispies with a layer of buttercream, a thin layer of buttercream in the middle. So I call them, what was it, a double stuffed Rice Krispie. And then Fridays was always Fresh Baked Friday. And if I had anything on Saturday, Serenity Saturday. So we had a menu every day, and I'm curating all these menus and Instagram, and don't get me started with that. Yeah, that's a whole thing, because that's the difference. Running a business on Instagram and then running a cannabis business that they feel is illegal. So this is my 3rd Instagram page I'm on. A lot of times when I post stuff, like even when I posted the advertisement for the podcast. Yeah. I had made this whole thing up. I had words, I had the podcast, I had music and everything. And when I went to go post it, it wouldn't let me post it.
Seriously?
So that's why a lot of times now I'll just post, you'll just see the ad. There's no music, there's nothing to catch you, none of the gifts, none of the Instagram stuff that they want you to use.
They'll advertise. Not for you.
Like I literally, it's funny, I was so frustrated because I was telling everybody tonight, make sure you catch me, I'll be on this podcast and do all this. I had it all. I made up 4 different stories. And not one of them posted. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yes.
So, and that's what I'm saying, because I guess some parts of the country is not legalized, but I think the general consensus is like we all can agree, like it's kind of like legal in overall though. But the fact
it's legal and it's good for you. I mean, I think that's the other thing. I feel like I'm battling the government on semantics, I guess, because it's like really there's nothing wrong with cannabis. Yeah. Like, you never heard a man going home or going with his boys, having a night out, just smoking, no drinking, and going home and beating his wife. Yeah. We don't know about that. But how many countless times have we heard of someone drinking and driving, getting in an accident, taking someone's life, drinking, going home, beating their wife? Like, most of the domestic violence that does happen from men to women, it's because the man is drunk.
Yeah, no.
So it's like, but they can capitalize off of this, and it's hard, and that's why I love, like, even my clientele, 70% of them are women, and that's why I do sell my stuff in mason jars. I'm not big on labels because you might need to take this to your child's game. Hell, I'm a PTA mom. How do you deal with these kids? I teach after school from 4th to 8th graders. How do you just be coming up with the ideas?
You said the secret.
Yeah, it's my secret sauce. You know, I have a definite secret of how I maintain, and it's like to my kids, they love me. I hope.
Yeah.
You know, they don't think anything's wrong. But if I were to go say, "Mommy needs a joint" around a group of people, do you know how many?
The stigma behind
yes,
it.
but it's okay. You can go into any place, and there'll be a big glass, and they'll say "Mommy's timeout cup" or "Mommy's sippy cup," or "Mommy needs a glass of wine," or "This is my before school cup, my after school cup." The before school is a coffee mug.
Yeah.
After school, it's a wine glass.
Yeah.
And so, like, drinking is just so, alcohol, and it's damaging. So I feel like it's so hard. But at the end of the day, I know that I'm helping. I've switched over, I've had to pivot with my products. So I started offering drinks in August of 2020. And that was a big game changer because it became, I don't eat sweets, or I'm trying to watch my figure, or, I'm working out, trying to get snatched, or just whatever it is. I don't like, a lot of people don't eat sweets, I realize that, or only on special occasions. But they'll drink wine every day because they're looking for relaxation. So how do I get you to have my product in your hand every day?
That's good. So let's talk about that, because did you know how to make infused drinks? Once again, I know you already knew how to do the baked goods, but to do infused drink, is that different knowledge you have to obtain in order to do that, or is it all the same?
No, different knowledge you have to obtain. It's a different process.
It's liquefied.
Yes. I mean, it's still liquefied though, because I don't use butter, so that's a big thing. Like I don't use butter, so I try to. Mine is help over harm. That's like my mission or my motto. Elevating you to a higher quality of life. Because when you feel good, you do better.
That's good.
So when your shoulder hurts.
Thank you.
When your shoulder hurts, you're a bowler. Because I have people that bowl in my family. They're not going bowling. When they're not going bowling, now they're sad. They're not good. They may feel depressed. So if you have something that helps with that pain, now your pain is gone. Now you can have a higher quality of life doing the things that you enjoy. It's not, people always get cannabis confused with, just being high, being stoned, and all of that. Because a lot of my family, before they knew, or my husband's family too, before they knew that what I did, there was such a negative stigma to people that smoke. Like there was a lot of smokers in the family that were undercover. Nobody knew. Then I come along and it's like, I love marijuana. And it's like, who's this girl? But it's like, I got a college degree. I take care of my kids. My kids go to bed usually on time. I really try not to yell. I don't spank, I'm trying gentle parenting-ish stuff, it's kind of working. But I do believe that cannabis does help me stay regulated emotionally, because I have 3 different age groups of kids. I have teenagers, I have like that middle, like first grade, and then I've got toddlers. Yeah. So it's like, and sometimes they all need me, and it's like, how do I not like react negatively or spaz out, which I'm not perfect, so sometimes they get like, but most of the time, it really does, help me be a better me and be a better mom.
That's so good. No. I know a lot of people, and I love your story, because once again, a lot of people, like I said, no one talks about the bad parts of entrepreneurship, but I love the fact you kept it all the way real and said you had to shut down. But you were able to pivot, and not even pivot, you prospered, because, and like we all know, a lot of businesses were created during the pandemic, but once again, you seen the need, and not only did you see the need, you like, hey, we're going to create something around that, and not even just that, like you seen how to pivot too, because like I said, not everyone wants sweet, so I'm gonna make the drinks.
I can't drink too much sugar. Okay, well I got a vegan lemonade, Or for people who had medical, like I have a lady who had stomach cancer. I have people who have issues with their livers, diabetes, and there's something else. There was another element that I can't think of off the top of my head, but sugar exacerbates the problem in all of those ailments. Wow. So how am I helping you? I mean, I am in a way, but is the harm more?
And once again, and I'm pretty sure this information will prove to you. So you have to start learning these things.
I actually enrolled in cannabis medicine class, a medical cannabis class through Coursera. They were doing courses. They have a whole program through the University of Colorado Boulder, so like the Boulder campus, but it's online and it's a full course. And I took that course because I really wanted to understand how does it work in the body? Why does it work? Like, when we smoke, most people, because some people have adverse reactions, but why does it make you feel better? Why does it relax you? Why does it make, can I cuss?
You go ahead.
Why does it make your F's go away? You know, you give no F's. You know, the F's were here and then
they're gone.
They're gone. You know, why does that happen? And it's because I had to learn, like, we have cannabinoid receptors in our body. So we're just giving ourselves natural things, and it's working in our body. It depends on, and we won't get too into it, but depending on what type of strain you need. So like you get OG Kush, and Wiz Khalifa has his Khalifa Kush, Granddaddy Perp, all this, you know, Blueberry Yum Yum, all these different strains of marijuana.
I love this, by the way. I love the name of certain strands.
I love Blueberry Yum Yum. That's like, I could throw that one in there, you know. And it's really good too. But each of the marijuana strains, they have different property or terpenes that they smell different. Like Blueberry Yum Yum does have like a fruity, like a Skittle smell, whereas like an OG Kush is more skunky. You know, some taste or smell more woodsy, like amber or sandalwood. But they all have different properties. So some might make you more energetic, might give you clarity, might make you really productive and enhance your creativity, where others are more best for pain management. Might be relaxation. You really want to become a couch potato. You may not want to take certain strains because you'll be jumping on that couch. You're not going to be laying on that couch. So learning all of that took time, and I'm still learning. I'm learning something new every day. And I think my biggest thing with entrepreneurship is just perseverance, because I didn't say that before, because like you said, shutting down my business is one thing. Being shut down on Instagram, my main way of attracting my clients, my main way of communicating with my clients, like how many followers do you have on your page, you know?
I don't know.
How long has it taken you to amass those followers?
4 years.
Exactly. So when I get shut down, and I got to start all over again.
I can imagine that, Lord Jesus.
But and the craziest part was, not only did I get shut down, but I got shut down on a Friday. I deliver on Fridays. At this point, it was just Fridays and Saturdays. So I'm about to go out on deliveries, and I as a business owner, I was just going through it. You know, I don't have no sales sheet where I know, okay, this person ordered this, and that. I'm working off Instagram and DM messages. I don't have no client list, so I can tell this client, okay, let me contact them and tell them I'm shut down, but let me tell them I'm still coming. Whoop-de-whoop. I don't have nothing. So I literally had to like think on my feet. I packed up the car. I'm about to go. I can't even let the first person know, like, hey, I'm 30 minutes out or whatever. Wow. So it was like, how do I call people? I can't think of everybody's name. I don't know people's Instagram names. Right. Big Booty Judy number 4. I don't know. And then her name's not even Judy. Her name was Julia. I don't know. Like, so I sent everybody $1 back however they paid me. So if you pay me Cash App or Venmo, because you'll be surprised when people get money, that's fine. Yeah. So I send them back $1 with the note, call me ASAP at this number.
That is so smart.
Yeah, because it's like people wanted their stuff, and I'm not known to scam. Right. Like, I'm not going to scam you. Come on, I have very high integrity. Right. You know, I have high integrity with my business, which is interesting because people will say, yeah, I gave some girl some money and like she just never showed up. Wow. So I've dealt with that. People have asked, well, can I just pay you a deposit because I've been scammed before? I said, well, how'd you find me? Oh, such and such told me. Oh, well then tell them, go back to them and tell them how I do my business. No, I don't do deposits.
And I'm going to say, I'm going to ask you how much your business is from word of mouth. Because once again, I'm pretty sure you have amassed enough clientele where a lot of your business comes from word of mouth.
I would probably say about 60%, maybe even more now, because I'm not going to say I'm lazy with Instagram, but because Instagram has been restricting me, right. I mean, I've been shadow banned. I mean, I've been had where I'm sitting right next to you, we're typing my entire name on Instagram, you can't find me.
Wow.
You cannot find me. I have to find you and send you a message, and then you can click on that to go to my page.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gotten real. So even having to pivot on that because, well, if you give people a business card, how they gonna find you? Right. So then creating a QR code that goes to my Instagram. So now I learned doing that because then if they shut me down, my QR code, I can change that on the back end. All I have to do is just give it the new link to my new Instagram. So I had, again, like thinking of all those things, I never knew anything about QR codes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an accounting major. I like numbers. I got your change.
But you were a pivot queen.
Yes, I do, because I want to be successful. And I think that's my thing. I'm like Drake, like, or Trey Songz. I don't know. I just want to be successful.
Yeah.
And I'm very resilient. You tell me no, I'd be like, okay, whatever. I was in the military. I've done a lot in my life. So I know structure. I know how to handle stuff. But I feel this is one lane where I can say I really had to learn so much, because in the military, you'll have lieutenants, you'll have chiefs, you'll have captains. In school, you have academic counselors, you have professors. At home, you may have a mother, a father, or other people that can uplift you. But doing this, I'm really the first person in my family to run a business. I'm the first person in my family to quit a corporate accounting. I worked for a firm, okay? I had a briefcase, y'all. I wore new props to work.
You got a briefcase.
Express, hello, what? And I quit that. Bye. I quit all of that. But it's like, when I want to learn, like, okay, I need to do a website. Like, everything you've seen on my page, if you've ever been to my website, any of the clothing that I've made it all.
You learned firsthand by trial.
I've learned it all because I haven't had a business coach or somebody. I can get a business coach. But I learned, like, spending that money, unless you understand the cannabis space, you're not exactly as helpful, because a lot of the business modalities and the things that you might work in the traditional sense won't work for me. Like, as you go on my page, if you were to ever go on my page, you never see the word marijuana. That's why on my bio, everything is infused. If you know what that means, somebody probably told you. That's why you're here. If you don't,
you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out, because I've gotten shut down using certain hashtags, sativa kings, cannabis cuties, and all this. So now, if y'all I feel like this, if they gonna buy it, they gonna buy it. Yeah. Somebody done told them, and so I would probably say 75% would probably be my good estimate of my word of mouth clients. Oh, that's good. And then I have a referral program too. So if y'all looking, remember to tell y'all people to tell me who sent y'all. Because people will come all the time like, oh yeah, Pootie sent me. Well, who was Pootie? Do they have an IG name? Unless it's I'm Pootie, I can't find it. And that's how I respond to people, because then what I do is, if you bring me someone and they got to order. I mean, if you bring me somebody, thanks, but they got to order, then you get a free item with your next order. And there's no cap. Wow. I mean, there's no limit to that. So if you bring me 20 people, you just get a lot of free stuff.
No.
And people love free stuff.
That's a great referral program.
And it's like, you can do it on drinks, you can do it on brownies, you can do it on whatever. And once again, you give them like a math class tonight, because once again, how much business comes from referrals? Because mine is genius when they're thinking, well, first of all, that you're appeasing the fact they're getting a free item, but the return on investment you're getting back from that referral, you're getting a new client, which is going to buy more product, which is going to increase your and then
sales.
they're going to refer. I mean, I've got families now. Like, my husband and I, we did this one thing. We were high, of course, but we sat down and we wrote a person's name down, and we kind of made not a family tree, but a client tree. Like, from this person, we got her. And then from her, we got all these people who then gave me them, and then just branches out and branches out. And it's like, forgot. Yeah, they know each other because they work together. They're co-workers. Like, I had a lady, she said, yeah, everybody in my building eat with you. But she's the only one that orders for me because she's protecting me. She doesn't, she's like, I don't want these people to, so it's kind of like Avon.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't have no catalog though.
You saw the Avon of the
Yes, I'm Avon of the. Oh my goodness, I am. I'm the green lady instead of the pink. Yes, I'm the green lady.
That's dope.
And that is funny because I get a lot of people word of mouth, and then again the baked goods, so they may eat something and it's like, dang, where'd you get that? Or it's always the next day, because like I love being in like even at the networking event, I had a couple items on me. I think I gave some stuff to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have some?
Listen, I how can I say this? I know me. I gave someone, and they took, and I'm gonna tell you that. I apologize about that.
It's okay.
No. But they had it, and they were talking about how good it was or whatnot.
It's excellent. And
absolutely.
And that's what I want. And then maybe they ordered for me. I don't know.
We'll talk about it afterward, but yeah, I know she did.
Oh, raise the roof, pop the collar.
Yeah. No.
It's okay. And see, if y'all need me, a new menu usually every week, and I say usually. I want to say in the since 2020, I think there's maybe one weekend I had a baby. So there was 1 week I didn't do it, but even that, I think that's
when you took off from work.
No, but I mean, even talk about that, because when you're in business and you have a baby, who's gonna give me maternity leave? Who's gonna give me a check for 75%? Where is the HR?
Yeah,
I'm HR.
You said, where's HR?
I'm the HR. Let me tell you. She said you ain't get no money. You ain't get no money. So it's like, this is what I do. And then I had my baby in April. She did come early because she was due 2 days before 420.
Yeah.
She came on the 9th. And so by 420, I said, okay, baby, this is your first day on the job. Take your kid to work day. We got to go, because 420 is my biggest holiday. You got people who won't smoke, won't do nothing the whole year. And then it's 420 and people are at home. There ain't no drug testing. They ain't even on their Zoom. So, child, please. And I don't even think I got high on 420. I was so busy in 2020. Yes, and I had to change that shit, because I said, this is outrageous. It's outrageous. This is how I'm gonna be the baked baker and I'm not even baked. Y'all getting all the bacon.
Y'all the bacon. No, that's
good. but yeah. So I don't even know where we're going. But yeah,
no.
Somebody had it.
But
yes, referrals.
No, but I love how you said that. How there is no HR when you run your own business.
No,
right?
So. Even like this is my 3rd child. The other children I had maternity leave. You know, first kid was 6 weeks. The second kid, they was progressive, 12 weeks of maternity leave, and it was paid. Ooh, I was sitting eating bonbons and twiddling thumbs for 12 weeks. Well, you know, and raising a child and stuff, you know. Yeah. But I just got to relax. This was so different. It was like, you don't eat. I mean, you don't work. You don't eat. Yeah. And it's like, I like to eat, so I'm gonna work. And now the fact that basically everybody works for me in the home. Yeah. The kids, y'all better start opening bags when I tell you to pass me a jar. Like, everybody has a job. Yeah. The baby, she was cracking eggs. My husband, he drives, he loads up the car. Like, he used to work for Amazon. So, I mean, trucking and Amazon. So it's like, this is your thing. I'm Amazon. I'm Jeff. No, I'm Hefe. Come on. You get this, you do this. So it's like, he's driving for me. If I'm not making the money right now, the company's not making the money, it affects everybody in the household. So it was like, shoot, we got to go. Yeah.
No, and once again, like, I don't know, I might title it like the pivot queen or something like that. I don't know. But I just love your story, because once again, your resilience, two, the fact that you have learned how to make it work regardless.
Yes, regardless. Y'all shut me down again, because I thought that was about to do, like, because I noticed certain patterns with Instagram. And I'm like, they shut me down. Well, they just shut me down. I'm going to have to bump my referral bonus up to 2 or something. Yeah. I don't know. But I just would have just said, forget that, because now what I've done is, from those experiences, and the first time didn't do it. I was a hard-headed child. So the first time, got a new page. I was still running my mouth, saying sativa, this, marijuana, wee. Yeah. And they was like, shut me down again. I said, oh, that's how we doing it? Y'all going to draw for me like that?
Draw for you.
Okay, so I'm going to do another page, but let me take it back. Let me figure out how to not do stuff. Let me not take so many orders don't DM me. Because if they shut me down, now you're lost. Yeah. So you Google Voice, because that's the other thing. Being a small business owner, learning how to get as many as many services business-wise that I could use that I didn't have to pay money for. Yeah. So going through GoDaddy and buying a phone number, which I did do at first because I thought I was supposed to do, and then they charged me $40-some a month. $40? I'm not talking. So let me go to Google Voice. Because it's free. Yeah. And what I like about Google Voice, no matter what phone I get, if I left my phone at home, if I can log on to right here on this MacBook Air on my email, and I can see all my Google Voice text messages all the way back from 2021 or whatever I started that. So I have, so I even know, like, even if somebody hasn't ordered in a long time, because I'd be like, oh dang, this person ain't ordered since 2021. I can still see. No, like if they message me again, because they messaged me before from that same number, I can still see the history. Oh, wow. So I really like that, and I've got many of phones, but I like that about Google Voice. So what I did after that second time to really, I don't say legitimize my business, but I got a website. Okay. So now you can Amazon me, meaning you don't have to DM me, you don't have to like text me like, hey, this is what I want and I gotta send you my cash out. No. You go online, this is the menu, you press order now, we take every form of payment, even after pay. Even after pay. Pay your phone. You had a day, pay tomorrow. So so I that's what's really helped me, because with the word of mouth now, people don't have to really contact me. There's a lot of people that don't even follow my page, but they go online and order. And I understand it because, like they said, well, I don't want my job to see that I'm following you. Well, if they see it, that means they follow.
Oh, both sounds what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
Well, you know, now though, when you like something, it'll tell you like who's in your followers that they liked it.
I gotta unlike stuff then.
And find that out though.
No. It'll say, sometimes it'll say it.
Oh, if you just scroll it,
It'll say like the pull-up experience at SSJ Bakery and 127 others liked it. So yeah, you can see sometimes if that name pops up. So
I gotta go back on some.
because it will show up there, and so I understand that. Or you know, people like, well, I just don't want my job or my kids or this and that. Baby, I don't care if you follow me because what I've learned is I had a viral video. I got over 8,000 views. And I was so proud about that until I realized it materialized into $0. And on that day, because I'm not a content creator, on that day I realized I don't need to focus so much on Instagram. Let me just focus on my product, making sure that it's good, consistent, so that the people that order, they gonna tell their friends. When I have sales, people gonna sell me out like they did, because I literally have nothing, and that's how we gonna be.
That's good stuff right there.
So even if I don't have Instagram, people can still order. I'm still there, because like, you know, it's like, Google me. If you Google SSJ Bakery, pop right up. And I got a 5-star review on Google.
There we go. No. So, okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
So, once again, which is so crazy, but I guess there's still a stigma here when it comes to the cannabis industry and just how one of the benefits behind it, but then creating a business around it, right? But what would you say to someone who's watching it right now and wanting to create their own cannabis-based business? What would you recommend to them to get started creating? Because maybe they want to make cannabis-infused clothes, or I'm not even sure.
That's the thing.
Oh, it's the thing. Okay, see, look, I thought that had my time.
No, but maybe no one's doing it here. So you're perfect timing, divine timing.
Yeah.
I would tell them, do it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, oh, well, you do this, you do that. Go, like I always tell people, and I know you've seen it on social media, go to the grocery store. Go to any aisle. How many brands sell the same thing? And every time, all the companies still make money.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's good.
But in doing it, find your niche. Like me, I didn't just come in the cannabis industry like, oh, I'm just gonna sell just sell edibles. No, I specialize in bakery treats.
Yeah.
So like, where we were fall time, and I am more busy now. I've kind of fallen back just doing drinks. Plus, I noticed the customers have changed and the budgets have changed. So I don't put more. I don't like. I was this time last year. I did peach cobbler. I was doing apple crisp cones or cobbler cones. So I took a waffle cone, put infused chocolate on the inside, let that dry.
Sounds delicious, by the way.
Thank you. And then put either peach cobbler in the inside or apple crisp on the inside. Drizzle it again, and then wrapped it in cellophane. That's very work intensive. So I don't do a lot of that stuff as much anymore. I sell drinks, but it's like, that's my thing. So if you're looking for bakery treats, not just brownies and stuff, but like, okay, a slutty,
like creative, different.
So slutty brownies, that's the thing that people ask me about the most. Like, when are you gonna bring those back? The bottom, it's a 3-layer dessert. The bottom layer is chocolate chip cookie, followed by a layer of Oreos. So I did that. Layer of Oreos, and then the top layer is my SSJ signature chunky, triple chunk brownie. So that's on top, and everything's infused, even the Oreos. I infuse those too. And so when you eat that, that is not for anybody that's a beginner. They will never come back to me. They will think I am somebody terrible because I'm the devil. I will never put that on myself, but they're not gonna like Sa'rah. They're gonna be like that Sarah girl that got me high. And so, so that's a big one. So just finding desserts, doing cheesecakes.
Wow, time out. See me tell me that you infuse. So what? Let me ask you, what can you not infuse? Like, was there anything you cannot infuse? Because I didn't know you could do cheesecake, and everything is on the board.
I think anything and everything is on the board. A lady asked me to do some barbecue sauce. What I was getting to with the people that have the sugar ailments, or ailments that are increased by sugar. I make unsweetened teas and unsweetened things for them. So like my neighbor, she wanted some unsweetened green tea for her father. So she brought me all the tea bags. I made the tea, infused it, and gave it back to her, and she paid me.
Wow.
Because he didn't, in that way they can sweeten it as they wish. They don't have to deal with the refined sugar. They can put in agave or whatever type of sweetener that they please.
So I can infuse wine if I wanted to.
Yes, I have infused wine. I've infused liquor.
What?
In fact, there are people that sell, like that. I do when I call it a mobile bar when I do vending events because I make cocktails, but not in the sense of like I saw somebody on this weekend. They infused the Hennessy, so it's still Hennessy, but it has cannabis in it. I do more cocktails, so everything's lemonade based.
That's
so,
the blackest thing I've ever heard.
Yes, Hennessy. It was at a black event in Detroit too. But so I do like infused cocktails. So I call it the Dirty Shirley. Y'all like Shirley Temples? Ever heard of it?
She know more than
Shirley Temples? It's okay. You ever had a Shirley Temple? It's my favorite growing up. So I like to do things that I love. So lemonade base, grenadine. And then lemonade's infused with a little bit of grenadine, and then I sold it with a 7.5 ounce can of 7-Up, so that when they get home they can pop open the can, add some bubbly, add a little bit of ice, and it makes such a pretty color. And I call it the Dirty Shirley because it is a Shirley Temple, but it's
infused.
So I make cocktails like that, or like I call it cannabis Coke. So it's still Coca-Cola, but I added, instead of a gin and Coke.
You are the creative with the names, by the way.
I love it. Yes. Don't they say, okay, well, what's the party gonna be called? Well, let's call the party. I'm the namer.
I see. No,
I'm the namer.
I'm about to say that's like the fun part about it all.
Yeah, and actually, let's talk about names. Like SSJ, what does that even stand for?
Yeah.
I think I might do a giveaway. Not because they're going to watch this and then they're going to be like, I know the answer. Because I know they're going to watch this. But SSJ, the name of my company actually isn't SSJ. I had to shorten it when I made a new Instagram.
Yeah.
It stands for Sweet Serenity Joy Bakery.
Oh, okay.
Yes. When I changed up, I was like, I'm going to get y'all. I'm going to become somebody else. I'm SSJ. Dunkin' Donuts is no longer Dunkin' Donuts. They're just Dunkin' now. Y'all know that? They rebranded.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
If you go, you'll never see it anymore. It just says Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Yes. They rebranded.
Yeah.
And as did I. I used to be pink and teal and gold for my colors. Now I'm more of a lime green and black kind of girl. I sell green on the black market.
Nice.
Like that.
Title episode.
But Sweet Serenity Joy, because through sweets I try to achieve peace, tranquility, and happiness.
That's good.
And how many times you ever gave somebody a piece of cake and they was mad? Never. Unless the cake got smashed in their face, then that's different.
Yeah, but even then, it's like
they're still kind of mad, but look your face, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good stuff. Right?
Yeah. So naming things are my jam.
No, that's dope. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm gonna talk to you off camera, but that the Oreo with the cookie with the brownie, I might have to get that
infused.
Yeah, I'm about to say
and
diet.
I do that. Yeah, honestly, it's funny because I'll have clients that say, "Well, I got something going on at work. How much would this be?" And don't put nothing in it because I'm taking this to work. Oh, I do that. Or clients, their kids have birthday parties. Like they know I'm their baker. That you're used to a certain flavor or used to a certain type of thing, fluffiness or whatever. So yeah, I love kids.
No.
So yeah, I can do something. I will do it.
Oh, for me, I forget them kids.
But yes, but even for you, I can do it uninfused. That's no problem.
No, that's what's up. Okay, let me ask you this. So what do you feel like the biggest misconception that people have, one about the cannabis industry, but then two about entrepreneurship, or balancing entrepreneurship while being a wife, being a mom? Because you are those things. What do you feel like the biggest misconceptions are with those things?
The biggest misconception I believe in the cannabis industry is that cannabis is harmful. People will still argue me down.
Yeah.
Like it's a Schedule II drug, and then we go into this thing, and I say, okay, or when you have conversations with people and they tell you, because I got ADHD, so then we're gonna put that out there, right? Well, why don't you just take Adderall and all this? And you see what the kids is doing when they on Adderall. You see how it makes them do things. Or you got this ailment. My mother, she had a torn meniscus in her knee. At 64, playing Nintendo skiing. And I say that because to be 64 and playing a video game, and that's how you tore your meniscus, not falling at bingo or some old people activity. she was playing the Wii or whatever. And so now her meniscus has been torn 5 years. She still has all of this pain. And so it was like, go to the doctor, get these steroid shots, and get on this medication. Well, now you're constipated. So now you got to take this. Well, now your head hurt. Now, so you got headaches, you got this, you got this. So now you got 6 different pills. So we tried the edibles with my mom, and she woke up one day, she said, I still feel something. I said, hi, Mom. She said, I don't like it. I'm not myself. I said, all right, that's cool. Let's find something else. And then she's always been in the topicals and Dr. Unkers and like all these things. And it's like she's always been kind of holistic. So I said, well, why don't we just start mixing some stuff up, And we came up with a topical. And she said, yeah, when I came back from getting the trash cans, and my mom has a hill driveway, she said, when I came back from getting the trash cans, I didn't have no pain in my knee. And I was like, you drop it like it's hot. That's how you test your knees, Mom. That's how you gotta test it. She said, no, we ain't gonna do that. But I feel like I might be able to do it now. I'd be willing to do it if I knew that I would not be able to get up just from not being able to get up, but just be in pain. Yeah. And so she was like, if you was here, I would try it. And that's big because my mom used to be a former pastor, okay? And so you're talking about, this is 2020. And let's see, my baby was 2. 2011, I went to pick up my mom. I've been to pick up my child. She was 2 at the time from my mom from the weekend. And when I get home and I'm getting everything out of the diaper bag, there are some pamphlets from the CDC about the dangers of marijuana. So this is for that to come, and then to this where she's like, okay, well, what can I get? How can this help me? And then for us to do it together to make that. And so now I give rub out to people. I haven't put it on my website. I need to, especially since cold and flu season's coming out, because you can use it just like you would do Vicks on your chest. That's why I put it on my kids. Yes, kids, and they be just fine. That's why they still be going to school. Yeah. Or, they're able to not have a cold for so much longer. Yeah. And I put it on their chest, their back, and the bottoms of their feet. My husband dislocated his shoulder. I did not take him to no urgent care. I said, come on, I'm about to put this rub on you. And I went and got a sling from Walmart for $7.97. And that's all he had. That's all he had. And I mean, when I say dislocated, it was dangling, and I had to I felt that. Like a lethal weapon. Yeah, well, I don't know, because I didn't see that, but I was just saying, I had to pop it in place and stuff. And I was like, are you sure? He was like, yeah, just rub me, and we're just going to see, how it feels. And he was able to sleep. So that's how he knew, we got to keep the rub. And I will say, I think maybe he took like a Tylenol, but over the counter, no Vicodin, no Percocet, nothing that when you go to the hospital, they're going to try to give you.
They give you off top,
So it's like, that's the biggest stigma, is that it's harmful when it isn't. And then the balancing of the mom, wife, entrepreneur, I think the biggest misconception is this shit is easy and it's luxury. Like, we just wake up and we get to do what we want. I don't got to answer to nobody. I don't got to be on time. I don't have to do this. But yes, I do, because I have to make sure the menu gets out. Well, before I can make sure the menu get out, I got to make the menu. Well, before I make the menu on Canva or whatever program I'm using, I got to come up with the menu. Well, what am I going to do? Well, what chips did I do last week? Because those chips, when I did them last time, I have to look at how did things sell. So like all of these things, when you go into a job, they have a marketing department, they have a sales department. So they're going over sales reports. Which items didn't sell? Did y'all know McDonald's used to have a thing called a McLean?
I never heard of that. That's crazy.
This is way before like the Impossible Burger movement, but way back in the day, I want to say the 90s. I learned in my marketing class that McDonald's had a McLean that didn't sell, so they nixed it. Who does that if you're a small business? Who's going to look at your numbers and say, oh, that didn't sell well, so we don't need to sell that flavor or that? I think as business owners, we keep selling the same stuff. It ain't working. So that something is easy. And like I said, before camera rolled, but all the things that I just did, and that's only since 2 o'clock today. All those things that I had to do, and just balancing, and I feel like that's my biggest thing, is making sure that I am a mother first. A wife first. A great mother close second behind, because our foundation between me and my husband for us to raise the household or build the household.
That's good.
Which it empowers me to then be the best entrepreneur that I can be. Because again, with ADHD, how many times have I forgot eggs at the store? And it's like, are you a baker? Like, there's some staple things that you should always have, and it's 11 o'clock at night, and he's running, he's trying to figure out who's still open.
Yeah.
You know, y'all know the Lee Road, CVS, they 24 hours, they always have eggs. So powdered sugar, all of those things I need in the middle of the night. Okay, well, I'm about to run to the store and get it. You get started because, well, why are you waiting till 11 o'clock? Because I was with my kids, and I read bedtime stories, and I snuggled, and we played dress up, or whatever. So now I can work on my business, and now I'm realizing, because I don't have a purchasing team, a purchasing department that's going to purchase all my materials. Well, or inventory. Oh, I didn't realize I didn't have any eggs. You know, that's all inventory. You have some people that's going to go and count, okay, you got 8 eggs, but when you get to 5, reorder more.
Right.
I have nothing. So I have to do all that.
You are that.
I am that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You are one, of course. I'm
every woman, like Whitney Houston.
But the fact that it's a family business too. Like, you got the kids, you got your husband, everyone's involved to make, to make the business better or whatnot. So that's a lovely thing right there.
And even that, like, telling my daughters, especially the older daughter, like, what mommy's doing isn't drugs. Like, this is not drugs. This is medicine, okay? Like, this is a plant that you can go and just put in the ground, water it appropriately, and it will bear fruit. Well, buds, rather. But anything else, like, you got to put baking soda and some other, I don't know, I don't do that. I don't do them things, okay? I stick to my lane. But you got to do all these other chemical, changing the chemical composition of things. Those are drugs. What mommy is doing is a plant that is helpful. How do you know it's helpful? Because they got a pill named Marinol. It's the pill form of THC, but it has all these fillers. Why not just give us the plant itself?
Yeah. Yep.
Here you go.
And it comes right out the ground like anything else. No.
Right next to the tomatoes.
Yeah, right, tomatoes.
Right next to them. That's what Jody mama had in that garden back there. We ain't crazy. That's why she wanted Jody out the house.
Right. Okay. So you talk about the past, talk about the present, talk about the future. What does the future hold for SSJ Bakery?
Maybe Rihanna gonna be smoking out of my cake. So I'm trying to figure out, where do I go? Yeah. I started doing hookah cakes at events.
Time out. Hookah cakes?
Hookah cakes. So it started with me just smoking a cake. So you had a lovely lady, shout out to Manic Mixes, that's my homegirl.
Oh, shout out
to her, right? So she does the beautiful smokers brunch every year, because she's done it and I've been there. And so I wanted to do something, because it's like, it's a smokers brunch. We can actually smoke at this place. So it's like, having edibles, that works, but like, how do I go with the theme of the event? Yeah. So I figured out in the wee hours of the morning how to make like a smoke tunnel, and so that I put I smoke cones, not blunts. I know you're like, I don't know what that is, but it's okay.
I'm learning.
It's okay. Not the brown sticks. It reminds you of the old white papers back in the day, or what Wiz Khalifa smokes. If you ever see him, he's like a cone thing. That's what I get to use. It's more healthy. Anywho, organic. So you can load it.
So you mean tell me you can actually smoke through the cake, so I can visually.
Yeah, so after I can show you, but I can tell you. So after we're done with this, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, so you can smoke the cake. Wow. And so only I could smoke that one though, but everybody loved it, because like the cake was literally smoking. And then when we were done with all that funtivities, then I cut the cake, and y'all know it was edible. Wow. So I sent the people home like we was happy, and so I started getting orders for that. But then I'm like, that is so selfish. And like the great Shakespeare or somebody said, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none, right? Right? It was Shakespeare?
Yeah, definitely.
Hamlet. Somebody, some one of them.
Socrates, something like that.
Right? And so I figured out a way to make a hookah cake. So you still got your smoke tunnel, but you pay for disposable tips. So if you know you need 5 people or you want 6 people to do it, then I can provide you with the disposable tips. And then now I have the disposable hookah tubes. So like the plastic hookah tubes, so everybody can be sitting there, all the pretty girls, and they like to do hookah, but everybody can get their own tip, because sanitary, you don't know your friends' lips, man, people be having sneaky links to be outside and stuff. So, but you can get a disposable tip and put it on the end of your hookah, so that you and all of your friends can enjoy smoking the cake and having an elevated experience.
No, that is creative.
And then when you're done, and I give instructions, so when you're done, you just dismantle the smoking tunnel and cut that cake like you normally would do, and then proceed to get high again.
It's
a circle of high.
heard of a practical way to like incorporate a cake where something is an activity and settable.
Elevated experiences.
No.
That's what I specialize in.
That is top episode. Thank you.
Elevated. Ooh, I like that. See the names? Elevated experiences.
Look. No, look. Thank you, by the way, Michelle. Y'all don't see Michelle Campbell, but Michelle is the best producer in the whole wide world, by the way. Thank you for No,
she's why I'm here, I think.
I
think she's why I'm here.
Well, yeah, because she's the one who made sure that she's the schedule. So, man, listen, we'll do a whole episode. Thank you, Michelle.
Yes, we will. Make sure we hold them to it.
Yes,
Michelle's mom.
She definitely is.
But yeah, I've been coming up with that and just making it where people can just like have a really, really good time. And then if I'm at a vendor show, then I just sell the hookah tips for $1. So if you want to smoke my cake. And then, that's a big thing because then everybody wants to be on live and everybody, let me get my phone, let me get my thing together and all this. And so that they can, And
make it an activity, like a real thing that people want to participate in because I've never heard of that.
Yeah, and the ashes don't fall on the cake. I've seen people who have made made a smoke tunnel and the blunt or the smokable is on the top. Which is all fine and good, but it kind of reminds me of a candle. Like, that's going to fall down.
Yeah.
Like, and this is infused cake. This is way more expensive than a regular cake, excuse me. So you don't want no ashes to be falling on this because
you want to eat afterwards.
Even with candle wax, once it solidifies, you can pick that off and get that icing. I've done that, But with ashes, nah, dog, you ain't about to do that. That's nasty.
Right.
So I had to figure out so then again, construction, engineering. But I learned that from my daughter. My daughter watches this baking show that puts engineers with the bakers. So people who've never baked but know engineering and vice versa, and they're a team and they have to create, like the one team created a cake that was a robot. It literally walked, but it was a cake and they...
What show is this?
It's on Netflix. I have to ask, or it might be Hulu, but I will ask and I'll DM you what the show is, but I thought it was phenomenal. It's like, all right, well, I'm no engineer, but... shoot, we gonna figure out how to smoke this cake, and like that's been a big thing. Like I always ask people, it's like an upcharge. Like, I want a cake. Do you want it to make it smoke? And then it's like, then they never like, well, what do you mean? And then I always send them a video, and I've never gotten a no, I'm cool on that. It's always a hell yeah, let me.
So actually, and once again, I'm glad you bring it because I'm like, what's the price difference between a regular cake and a infused cake? I guess the infused part is the one when it makes the price.
Yeah, that's what really makes it. That's the secret sauce. That's my Good Burger sauce. My Ed Special. My kid's watching Good Burger. It's about, I would say maybe on average, $125 to $150 price difference. I'm not like, my prices aren't exorbitant. Like I know cakers that a regular cake is $300, and I'd be like, why?
Yeah, right.
And then I'm looking at my cake, and I got the good stuff in it, and it don't be $300.
Yeah.
But like a starting cake, whether it smokes or not, a starting cake from me, $150.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
But that's more of a personal size. It probably would be more for like 2 or 3 people. So you're not going to get a whole lot of cake. But for some people, that's okay because they just want it for themselves.
Right,
I've had people who haven't bought a birthday cake in years, but when they saw this having an infused cake, why not?
No, that's good right there.
Why not? So you can do cupcakes. I've never made a cupcake smoke. The only other dessert that I made smoke was a Rice Krispie treat.
Okay. No. Like I said, when I tell y'all this, I am not knowledgeable in this area or whatnot. So this is all like blowing my mind right now. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And then and I want to say because we got introduced to Kim, but Kim and Brian of All Bomb, we had them on the show. Because they have the rubs or whatnot. They were telling us.
All Bomb?
Yeah.
Yes, I love her. Yeah, I actually met her at Ronika's show, at Medic Mix's show.
Listen,
she's bringing us together.
Listen, and once again, and we have Ronika on, we had Kim, and now we have you on. I love her. And you're alumni, by the way. You're now alumni, by the way. So yes, I love having you on the show. Once again, getting me more familiar with, because once again, I grew up in church, I
did too. I was part of the YPD, the Young People's Department. Okay, every Tuesday we have practice, Wednesday Bible study.
And I love Kim's story because she was talking about they criticized, they ostracized her for using, cannabis-based products to help her ailment or whatnot, right? And once again, if you're not, if you're perceiving things from what people tell you without doing the proper knowledge, not talking to somebody who's in the field or whatnot, you can have the stigma or have this already notion of what it is without having the proper ideas, and then and then it's just bad for everybody around.
It's going on right now. Like, what do we have? Issue 2 right now that's on the ballot, and they're trying to block it because they keep saying it's going to increase the number of not inebriated, under the influence. So being under the influence and having more car accidents and all this. And it's like, dog, we ain't gonna have no car accidents. Now, I might take too long at a yellow light or like one of those blinking lights because I'm still waiting towards to turn green. But like nothing like that. I feel like I drive even better, honestly. But it's those type of things that they're trying, or more kids are going to have it. Well, let's look at the states where it's been legalized.
Yeah.
Let's start with Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Where they had so much money from the taxation of cannabis because cannabis is the most highest tax consumable product in America. Way higher than anything else. I think like 30-something% tax rate, which is why dispensaries and all that, their products are so much more expensive. Because how are the companies going to make money?
Right.
They got to get taxed. They got to pay the dispensary. They got all these people to give money to.
Over here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, where were we going?
No. And once again,
Yes, issue 2. Thank you. So it's like even with that, you've got. In this day and age, you still have them saying like it's going to be bad, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. But in places where cannabis is legalized, both recreational and medically, you have opiate addictions that have gone down drastically. The number of opioid deaths has gone. Deaths have gone down drastically. People going to the emergency room because there's something else that they can get, and it's not. You don't need a medical card for it. Like I may have anxiety. I may have ADHD. I may have all of these other things, but that I may deem that I use cannabis for. That I may deem a medical necessity, but the powers that be say that's not a medical necessity. So for a dispensary, I can't walk in and be like, give me some blueberry yum yum, please. They're going to say, where's your card? And I'm going to be like, don't have one. They're going to be like, sorry. So it makes it available to people when it's recreational because you can just walk right into your local CVS and SSJ or what, 4U2 Wines and 2U Weed. You know what I'm saying? Weed wine. That's a good thing. But you can just walk in and have it accessible. So then now you don't need to go and get opioids for that. You don't need to be dependent on all of these other things. So I think, and I understand where she is because even with my friend, I mean, Wiz Khalifa, like he's this big star, and I remember him telling a story not too long ago, saying that his son Bash, some of his friends' parents wouldn't let. Once they figured out who his dad was and what he was about, not that he's a rapper, but he's a weed rapper, and he's always smoking weed. He's a blog that he just smokes weed and does shows. But once those kids' parents found out who he was and what he was about, they literally stopped the kids from being friends.
Wow.
So, and this is somebody that's prominent. He has his own strain. Like, people love him. But those parents are like, no, you can't go to the Marijuana Madness house. And so I'm cognizant of that, even for my kids. Like, you know, my daughter knows, her and her friends are looking at my website, and I'm like, you can't be doing that in school. Don't do that in school. You know, please don't do that in school. And, you know, it took me a while for even the people in my neighborhood to know what I do. You know, they just, I don't know what they thought I did. But, and then you realize that everybody around you just loves cannabis too. We just all in the house being private with it.
Yeah.
Not no more.
No, listen, no. Like I said, I feel like in 2023 and beyond, like, and once again, especially the government knowing that they can tax it like they are, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
It is a matter of time. And I don't know. I like being able to be accessible to my clients, to people, and that's why I deliver. Because when I was trying to revamp my business model, I wanted to be like Nordstrom as far as delivering high-end luxury products, having impeccable customer service. So I try to respond to people very quickly. I'm usually very not cordial, but like very upbeat. I try to be very fun through the phone, if you will. And so I get that a lot from people like, oh my God, I love your attitude. Like, thank you for responding. So then it started making me like, well, who is not responding? How are people getting mad? But then, like they said, you go to a certain stylist website, and the one girl said, if your website sounds like you have an attitude, I'm not shopping with you. So, like, having a good attitude. I used to be a single mom back in the day, like before I married my husband and had more kids, and I realized I needed someone that was going to bring me bud, because I'm not toting my child around the city with me. I live in another city. Nobody lives with me. I have no family support. So I don't want to really be taking her with me, even to buy my plants, not drugs, but still, you know, just having her with me, because I have been pulled over. So that's a whole nother legal thing. So I needed someone to bring it to me. So even when I did my business, I always was delivery. And I just recently, this year, just started charging for delivery. And it's only $5 as long as it's under $50. If you order over $50, delivery included. I'm coming to you. And that's what it is. I wanted to, who did I need back then? I needed someone, even affordability. Like, nothing I sell is over $15 unless it's custom.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a cake in your name and you want Douce bottles in it and it's smoking and it got titties and all this, which, yes, I've done that, then yeah, you'll pay for that. But on my weekly menus, nothing's over $15, especially in this day and age. And my price has been the same. In fact, my brownies and all that were $15. I dropped them back down to my 2020 prices because I understand. Yeah. And I understand what I'm here for. I'm here to heal. I'm a healer. I have my own little cannabis ministry, if you will. And if you only got $20, you're not, and you may not be comfortable with spending $15 and only having $5 left. Because I know I wasn't as a parent, and I had my last $20. I might have needed something, but it was cool for $10, and I still had $10.
Yeah.
So I, try to meet people where they're
at.
That's
good. That's good, and I think that's. I hope y'all. And y'all, I'm sorry, I don't have my buzzer. You know what I'm saying? But she's been dropping gems left to right, and I think once again, understanding that once again, you want to be affordable. You want people to understand the value that come with it, but once again, being affordable. Because and then understanding we live in Cleveland. Like I'll never get someone. So we talking about today, like people charge LA prices in Cleveland. That makes no sense. This is Cleveland. This is people who work for a living. They got. Factory jobs, and why would you charge outrageous prices? I understand you want to understand the value of your product or your service, but at the same time you understand the clientele that you serve at the same time. So
exactly.
Shout out to you.
Yes, and most of my clients are mothers. Y'all have kids, like buying Halloween costumes, buying all of that. Like I appreciate the moms that I'm gonna buy me one drink. I had to make sure I got the kids together, buying school clothes, just paying your bills to keep your food on the table. So any money that they're spending with me, I'm grateful. Because I've had people say, I'm sorry I'm not ordering as much as I used to or as frequently. Baby, you're still here. Just send somebody else in your place. Give somebody else my name. I'm grateful for, small orders, large orders, but I'm just grateful to still be doing this. Because there are a lot of edible companies that, were befriending me or like adding me as friends. And it's like sometimes I'll remember their names and I'll go look back. They haven't made a post since 2021. There's so many people that got into this and everybody thought you could just get a machine, you can buy some bud, and you're going to be in business. Nope.
That's good right there.
It takes a lot to really do this. And even, going to an event and there's other people that do the same thing you do. Oh, she sell brownies or she sell this. Nah, I don't sell anything. I offer. I have things available, but I don't actually ever push or sell anything. Why is that? Because I let you try. I'm Sam's Club. So like every part of my business model has come from other successful businesses. Yeah. Customer service and all that come from Nordstrom. The value of my products, I want an Apple effect, but Walmart prices. Walmart prices their things a certain way because they want a certain group of people to buy them. Yeah. But when it comes to certain things, like I just have all these different business models who I want. So if I'm at a show, especially someone like you've never really had much stuff, or you're skeptical to try, or you've had a brownie because you was in Vegas or had some gummies, but you ain't never had a Cool Ranch Dorito. Right? It's like, I ain't never had that before. Need to try it. Yeah. And I don't make you buy it to try it. I have little cups, I have little squeezers of juice, and that's the best thing being at a show because the drinks, 15, 20 minutes, no longer than 30, it'll kick in. And I tell people, get that Apple Watch. I don't have one, but time me. I challenge you, girl. I said in 20 minutes, if you don't feel anything, come back and I'll give you $5. I ain't getting nobody $5. Wow. And that's the other thing. It's like,
you stand on that part.
I stand on it. Or even if it's like, oh, just take it. Oh, no, I'll pay for it. You'll be back. And I believe, I stand on that. Oh, you'll be back. I'm not worried.
Okay, Nino Brown.
Maybe so, but you'll be back. You'll be back.
No, that's good stuff right there.
You'll be back.
And you know, you gotta be sure of your product. You gotta be sure of what you do and that you're good at. Where you like, no, I know you'll be back.
You'll be back. Yeah. You're gonna come back and bring people.
Yeah.
This is what I was telling you about. No, sure, what you showed me, because that's what happens.
Yeah.
They come over to the table by themselves. They come back with friends. Okay, cause she tried what I had. Yeah. And I don't have no cap on no samples. I had a girl that tried. She had a sample of every single juice I had. When in about 45 minutes, she realized, I don't know if I should have did that. Because
but she's been back since then?
Mm-hmm. But that was her thing. She was like, I'm just trying little bitty samples. Like, you ever seen like the little squeezers that they put on the cupcakes or whatever? I fill it up halfway. Yeah. That's a sample.
And that's enough. That was enough for her.
That's enough for her. And I think that's the other thing. Like my drinks, I sell them in mason jars. You get 12 ounces of liquid for $15. And for most people, that can last them a week or better. Yeah. You know, like I have people that order every week. Then I have people that order every other day because their lifestyle is a little different. But, you know, for most people who don't, you know, do this a lot, or the value is there because you go to a bar. You're going to spend, my husband drinks Hennessy, you're going to spend $16 on a double of Hennessy that you have to drink right there. I'm going to give you a beverage that you can even twist the top back on it, place that baby in the freezer, put it in the refrigerator, leave it alone for 3-6 months, and it's still good.
It's still good,
yeah. You're not going to worry about, oh, I didn't drink it enough time, now I can't, no. I had this one lady said, I bought this from you last summer. It was April. And she bought something from a show. I said, it's in a mason jar, baby. You still good. And she said, I had some, and it was still good because she forgot about it. But when she was ready, she was.
Yep. No, that's good stuff right there. Yeah.
And that's why I use a mason jar, no plastic. It's made for sealing. It's made for, long time use.
No, that's good stuff right there.
And you get it recyclable. You can turn that mason jar.
You help the environment.
Yes. Yeah. I have one client, she saves the mason jars, and when I went to deliver like a couple weeks ago, she had used the mason jars, and she was she had made plants, like she had put little plants on her porch. And I was like, look at that, recycle, reduce, reuse. See, helping the environment, putting weeds in, taking weeds out. Yeah. You get me. See?
That's good stuff. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. So now this is the favorite part of the podcast where I ask stable questions, right? And yeah, right. So as y'all know, the whole point of creating this podcast was to have great people like you on, and give them a platform. And it was literally created out of the notion that our city doesn't collaborate, right? But my question to you, and once again, being from out of state and coming here, how do you think we can change that stigma of Cleveland not being known as a city that doesn't collaborate?
Nike, just gotta do it. We talk about what we don't do, and like I always hear it. I even say there's so much competition over collaboration, but yet I haven't even reached out to anyone. Right? I talk about people don't reach out to me. I haven't worked with anyone, but then I talk about it and I don't do it. I don't do anything. I haven't done anything. So I feel like that's it. Just starting it. Yeah. Reaching out to people, starting it. Understand that there's so much room for everybody out here. How many kernels of popcorn are in a bag? They don't even pop all at the same time. But everybody gets popping. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody does pop at their own time. Yeah. If you stay in the fire, don't get out though. You gotta stay in the fire and wait your turn. Yeah.
No, that's good, right?
And everybody will pop off.
Yeah, no, that's a great answer.
Thank you.
No, that's what's up. And once again, like I said, you are now alumni, so you part of your gang now. So,
gang. I don't really know the gang signs. I was kind of a schoolgirl.
So now you're part of the family now. Yes. So another thing, and I asked you off camera, but I won't ask you on camera. Legacy. I know it's a word everyone likes to throw around, but nonetheless, though, once again, you have already created a family business, which is so dope, by the way.
Thank you.
But once again, it's a legacy you're going to leave behind as an individual, but also your business is going to leave a legacy behind. What do you want the legacy to be for both of those things?
Healing. Healing. Finding a way to heal people. And that's it. Just keep finding new ways to heal people. Whether it's like I have a new idea. I was going to, so I will be dropping this. I'm going to create a musical playlist, like a high vibes playlist.
Come on now.
And so, because me, like, I'm always trying to find, like, if I can have a session, my kids aren't at home, and, you know, it's real quiet, I'm always trying to find a good song list, and I'm just smoking out, you know, just really vibing. But it's like, sometimes, you know, I'd be ready to just get to it, and I can't find the music. So creating that so that people can have that music, and because when you're going through something, you always listen to music.
Yeah.
And so having that music right there. So if you're doing yoga, if you're meditating, there's some songs in there. Just putting you in that space, and just continue to learn how to heal. I want to be not healing all the ailments, but using cannabis to help heal certain things, whether even it's relationships. If my husband and I, we don't fight, honestly. We had very little fights in our relationship and in our marriage. We've been married 6 years.
That's good.
But if we don't see eye to eye, you know, grab a smoke and a pancake. And then come back. And now, you know, we can like, okay, so when you had said this, I didn't really like it. But I'm not saying, and when you had said it, I'm more calm. So that's helping our relationship.
Cannabis is for relationships. Look at that.
From weed to weddings.
Listen.
I told you the names. I told you the names.
I was about to say.
From weed to weddings.
We need to hear her out. We need title for episode. I'm like, hey.
Yes, I got y'all. But it's funny because I met him at Walmart, y'all. Way long time ago. I'm talking about 2007. We were just friends. I never knew he smoked. He never knew I smoked.
Yeah.
It was a late night. I was bored. I guess y'all would call it sliding in the DMs. And I was like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, done drinking some gin. It was 2:30 in the morning. And I was like, you want some company? And I'm not a bad girl, but I don't know what type of time I was on this time. And I go over to his house. He's watching Sports Center. He got the Hennessy. And I'm looking at him. He looked at it. And I was looking at him because I'm like, your eyes look close. I said, are you high? He was like, yeah, I just smoked a son. And I laughed because I never knew this about him. I knew he was going to be my husband that night. Because I said, oh, bet, me too. I was like, I can roll up right here. He was like, yeah. So I had this little gold pouch that I used to use because I've always had my own stuff because I never want no man to think I wanted your stuff. You're not about to get me stuff.
Yeah,
no.
right.
So I had my little pouch or whatever. And he was like, oh, no, you good, shorty. Just, I got some. This man put out this jar. I said, I'm just going to put this right on the way. We smoked. We had the best conversation. I think I left at 5 o'clock. I mean, he was so respectful. Yeah. And we just smoked and had such a good time. We listened to music. And we had hung out before, but like never in this way. That's why I never went nowhere. I mean, you know, he was fun. He was cool. You know, it wasn't nothing. But like this, it was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And from that day, we were been inseparable.
That's good.
He had that jar, and I was like, I'm sold.
That is a great love story, by the way.
I mean, Walmart. Yes, I met him at Walmart. So ladies, you know, save money, live better. I don't know about saving money, but we live better. It's definitely
that's
better
good. That is good. I'm gonna clip out of that, by the way.
Yes.
No, but that's awesome, and I love stories like that because once again, I'm about to go off with the whole Cheesecake Factory thing, but. And the
yes. I mean, now we did go on dates, but like I think I knew him already, so it was kind of like, we had art. Like I said, we have always hung out, and he was so respectful. He was to go bowling. That's our thing. We love to bowl, and it was just like it was kind of late for bowling, and I don't know, like I've been friends with this man at that time for 8 or 9 years, but I'm very private. With nobody knew So even when I came up with this business and all the people from high school, people from my mama's church and all that. Oh, you in the weed business. Oh, you're doing the marijuana.
Doing the marijuana.
Right, you're smoking the buds. No, I ain't smoking. I do a little something else. But it was like, wow, like, when did this start? And I was like, oh, this always been me. But I just never show. I'm not that person where I got to show you, like, I'm smoking. I don't do all of that. I'm more private. But I get down. And so to see somebody like that and like, this is your thing, okay, this is my thing, because I've tried to date non-smokers and like that doesn't work for me really. So Now I don't have to worry about that, but
Right.
But yeah, so that was relationships, y'all.
No, listen, that like it's very inspiring. I'll tell you that. No, and I love stories like that. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Oh, and one more thing I say, my legacy that I want to teach my children is y'all can do anything. You can go to college and get a degree and not use it. You can start a business and shut it down, and then revamp it, and then do something different. And I just want them to know, like, life is about finding happiness in whatever that may be. And so it's okay to pivot. Because I think in this world, the pandemic showed a lot of people that their job don't care about y'all. And like a lot of people that were loyal and wouldn't quit. And I'm going to stay here for 10 years. And then they got let go or things happened. They saw, monumental shifts. And so now more people are part of the quit culture. Where they're just going to walk away from a job and that's not serving me. But before they was getting served, they didn't care. So I just want to teach my children that you can do that. And even when I did that, my family laughed at me. My husband's family laughed at me because it's like, who goes to school, gets a degree, gets a corporate job, like all the things that I thought that I wanted, and realized like, I don't want it. Right. Sound like my kids, like, I don't want it. Like, I don't want it. This is not what I thought. Like, having meetings, but I'm drinking every Sunday because I know I have to go to this corporate job and I'm not a drinker. So this is, but then it's like when you look at a lot of people, why are y'all drinking? You're escaping.
Escaping, yeah.
You have that big ass wine glass after work every day because you truly hate your job. You ever thought about doing something different?
That's good stuff, right?
But, it's taking that leap of faith. So understanding that, be confident. Like Deion Sanders says, you got to believe. You have to believe it in here. You have to see it for yourself and then go and do it. And just trust that it'll all work out for you. I haven't been back to work.
Yeah.
I have not been back to work. And I don't think I'll ever have to go because I'm going to wake up and figure out another way to make money.
Come on now.
Whether it's selling, like now I make clothes for people, so I don't even have an Instagram for that.
Yeah.
But everybody know, oh, she make clothes, she can do this for you. I do that. I do it for businesses. I do it for just in personal projects. I'm expanding into more textiles like purses. All different types of things, home decor. So it's like I'm always gonna find a way to just make it, and I feel like that's the thing. It's just believing in myself. I believe in myself so much that I can be my own boss,
Come on now.
and that even though sales aren't what they used to be in 2020, but I'm still here.
Yeah. Right.
Y'all asking me on the podcast now in my slowest year. Like when I was busy, like I'm thinking I'm doing. I mean, this business I was clearing $10K a month in some months.
I'm in the wrong field.
When that was happening, now mind, this was PPP, the pandemic boys, the EIDL, all the money was flowing. So I could have dipped air and people were gonna buy it. Dipped air in chocolate. I could have dipped pencils because I dipped pineapples. I was doing all type of things just anything because the demand was there. Now the demand isn't there so much. So I figured out a way, like that's why I say I teach art after school. From my clothing, me making clothing, it got to the right people and they asked me to teach the summer program, which they loved it. Shout out to them, CMSD. So then they brought me back on for the school year. So now I actually work at 2 schools.
Nice.
During the school year, teaching them art, teaching them baking. Like we do like baking projects and stuff. And so it's like I'm showing them that not only can I be a wife, not only can I be a mother, but I think the hardest thing for parents is to be present in their kids' lives because y'all gotta work.
Yeah.
My mom was a single mom. She was never at anything, and it's never not to dig her, but she couldn't be. She had to make a living for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's what I wanted to change. That I can make money. You'll never see anything that says millionaire mom. You'll see rich auntie. You'll see good mom. You'll see maybe boss mom, but you never see. It seems like being a millionaire, being having a certain lifestyle, and being a mother is synonymous. I haven't found one shirt on Etsy that says millionaire mama, and I went and looked because I'm like, I can't be rich because I'm a mom?
Yeah.
Like it's only rich auntie vibes or mom, I am the rich white man or whatever. Like, I say marry the rich man, I am the rich man. But it's like nothing, and I'm showing my kids that I can make money. your dad can make money. We can work together.
Work together.
He can support me, and this is something that is mine.
That's
His
good.
name's not really on it, but they know him as Mr. SSJ. He's my baker's man, my muffin man. Ooh, I love him. But I'm also at the volleyball games. I'm right there. So I actually homeschool my 2 youngest now. So it's like I'm right there. I'm taking orders, but okay. Oh no, that's a CH, not a TH. Okay, remember that. So I'm showing them that you can really do it all. It does take a lot of work and some cannabis, but it's possible.
No, that's good. No, I love your story. 'Cause once again, you're showing us that it's possible. Not only is it possible, but you can still pivot, and your resilience is amazing.
Thank you.
So we definitely appreciate it. Oh, sorry, we got one last question.
Oh, I'm good.
I believe it is a person watching this right now that's watching this, and they're like, oh man, I want to get into the industry, right? What are 3 things that you said tonight that you wanted them to take away from the episode? Because I feel like a good interview is one where you can have practical steps that you can use. So what are 3 things you want them to get from tonight's interview?
Start that business.
Come on now.
Even if you're on your job, start that business. Just get it going. Do your research. Really become knowledgeable, because again, I don't say that I sell things. I educate people, and then they ask me, well, how I get that. I don't say, here, you need to take this because of this. It's like, oh, well, what's that? Well, if you're having this and then this, and this is how it works in your body, because, and then I've learned, like, okay, for people who have hypertension, high blood pressure, they're given certain medications. So I've learned what those medications are. So when somebody tells me, oh, I got high blood pressure, I said, well, let me guess, you've been given X, Y, Z. And it's that right there. It's like, well, they're listening now, because how do you know that? And I'm not a nurse, no medical background really. So how do you know that? And it's like, yes, well, those medications do this. This is how cannabis, you can not substitute, but yeah, technically you can use in lieu of. This is how to do that. Yeah. And I've done that by research, extensive research. People have these $1,000 phones, $1,500 phones, whatever the iPhone costs, excuse me. You know how much research is in that phone? Use it.
Yeah.
And then lastly, be passionate. I'm so passionate about what I do.
And you can tell. I'm about to say, I hope y'all can tell.
I absolutely love this. I teach this. So if you're a baker and you're like, well, I want to learn how to do infused baking, like, I can't teach how to bake because that's a whole nother
I was gonna ask you, was mentorship, because I'm pretty sure somebody will watch this tonight and be like, oh, I want to be calling her tomorrow.
Yeah, I do mentorship plans, and you can pay on Afterpay. The plan, my course is $420, like $420. But I teach you everything you need to know, from materials to dosing to the math that you need to know. Because it is like, you can have blueberry yum yum and you can have OG Kush. The marijuana content. Oh, alcohol. Different alcohols have different alcohol content.
Yeah. So
does different marijuana strains. And so knowing what strain you have going in to yield your product, you have to, shift all those. How do you find out the information? How to buy the best bud that you can get? Sometimes buying from, the street dealers are good. You can get some good prices, but at the same time, a lot of times they don't even know what they're getting. So I need to be able to know what type of strain I'm getting, so I can go do the research, so that I know how to do my recipe. And then when somebody says, oh, well, I need this for pain, I know this ain't gonna help you, because this is more of a sativa. So if you're looking for this, I can help you with that. So doing your research, to summarize, do your research, start that business, and be passionate, because my passion for just being creative and has taken me so far than knowledge, or just, school knowledge and education just hasn't.
No, and I hope y'all write that down, because that's all great points.
And it's like, I have a degree. I've been through the whole, getting internships, getting a corporate job, and it's like, doing this is so, like, nobody calls me when I was handing in income statements and doing my balance sheets for the company, and because I was an auditor, right? So I had to make sure everything matched up. No, there's just like, well, thank you, Sarah, because it's really sad. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. But it's like, now when I do stuff, man, you the GOAT, you did this, you did that. Like, nobody, I wasn't appreciated, and it wasn't recognized for the value in my worth that I knew that I was. I mean, when I found out at accounting that they were charging, and I don't think I was supposed to see this paper, but they were charging $125 an hour to the client for the work that I did specifically. Because each person's name was their cost. Yeah. And then knowing that y'all was only paying me $25 an hour, but I know now y'all showing me my worth is $125. Oh, I'm going to get that $125.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other episode. But
yeah. So that's what I did. I quit that job, and now
you work for yourself.
Now I work for myself, so I get all the profits. I can, if I want to charge $125, but today I just charged $10. I have the ability to do that, but I'm able to recognize my worth. And I think that's another thing. You asked for 3, but 4. Know your own worth. Right. Don't wait for people to see it. Because I think a long time I needed validation outside that I was good. Now I know I'm good.
Come on,
ain't nobody tell me different.
I wish I had my bill.
But I needed that before. I needed someone to tell me, "Oh, your products are good. Oh, this and that." And then it's like, "Oh yeah, I think it." Now, try to tell me it's not. I would argue that. Right.
Come on now, I like that. That's what I'm talking
about.
That's
it. Just know your worth and bring it. Like that show, bring it.
Yes.
Bring it, because
we all should be having that much confidence in our products and services like that. Like
just bring it, because can I run this real quick?
Yeah.
So this is my purse that I wear. Got it from the hair store. So nothing crazy, no Louis Vuitton or whatever. But I marked it with it says baked. I designed it, and it was on the back, but it fell off. But the reason why I think this is funny is because, girls want designer bags. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I rock around. This is a $40 bag from the hair store. It's spilled coffee on it and everything. But just it saying baked has made me so much money. Because I'll carry this bag. I went to a doctor's appointment, and I won't tell the doctor, but she was just staring at my bag, and she said, "What does that mean?" I said, "Baked," and I'm now even being sure of myself. Yes. What does that mean? I'm baked. I'm always baked. She's like, "Is that what y'all make?" She's a black lady. Yeah, that's what that means. And so from that, she said, "Well, what you be selling?" And so then we ain't even got to the reason I'm here to see her. I'm showing her my page. Now she didn't say, "Okay, this is what I want." She didn't zelled me some money. Now we can continue with why I'm here.
Right.
If I got a Louis Vuitton or whatever else, everybody, represent your brand.
Come on now.
Figure out who you are, build that brand, and I've been having this purse now, I think, for 2 years, and I just carry it. I don't care what color I'm wearing, because
it is attention grabber. We want the color, but once again,
yes, and then that's the thing is that, oh my gosh, I love that color. And I'm gonna put baked again back on the back so people can see it. But like this, that having that confidence and just in my brand, and then telling people, and then I think the passion that comes with it. It seems like people are so excited and want to try it, even if they haven't. Or my best thing is when people have had negative experiences, but they're willing to trust me and try again.
That's good.
Because Aaliyah said that. You don't need to see the person get too high. Dust yourself off and get with SSJ.
You know what?
Aaliyah did say that.
This has been a great interview. You are funny, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So this is the most important part of the interview. Where can the people reach you? Where can they get their products? Where can they get anything associated? They get a bag. Where
bag. Well, y'all can check out Remy Touch Hair Salon at the bag, but if you need it customized, come to your girl.
There we go.
But if you need to find me, honestly, the easiest way, Google SSJ Bakery. My website comes up first, then followed by my Instagram profile. But like we've already discussed, Instagram might shadow ban me at whatever time or whatever. So so website is always good. My menus are always up, usually by Wednesday. And I'm open Wednesday through Sunday. Pickup and delivery. Deliveries are only on Friday, so get those orders in. Because I do have a cutoff time. But yeah, SSJ Bakery. Y'all gonna be seeing me. And
by the way, guys, so for all Malaysia people, it will be in the show notes. You're gonna be searching for it. It'll be right in the show notes.
Yes.
Yep. This has been a great episode, and so this is what I'm working with. Y'all let me know in the comments. I want to create panels. I want to have you, Kim, Brian. We talk about benefits of cannabis as a whole and whatnot, and I want to put that together and whatnot. So part two. And
it's lit.
And like they say, we always say, we got to pay some bills, right?
Yes.
Let's pay some bills. Guys, we want to thank you for everyone who came out to the dating game. It was phenomenal. It was great. We had a good time. We will have some more events coming up soon, so stay tuned. Also, come first quarter, guys, we're bringing back the podcast training course that we had postponed. We're going to have it first quarter. So anybody who wants to learn how to take your concept of a podcast and actually put it into production and then get monetized for it, we will show you the way, okay? So be on the lookout for that. And lastly, I think that's everything. But Forget all that. I want to thank you. Yes, you, the person watching, the person listening to this podcast, because once again, viewership is not dwindled, subscribers are not dwindled. You guys come out every week. You guys are watching great stories like hers, and you guys are supporting our city. Whether you're, what's so crazy? It is so many people from Cleveland who watch this channel, which is so crazy to me. But once again, that goes to show me that you guys see the value in our city. You see the value in our entrepreneurs. So thank you for that. So yes, I just want to thank you for that. Lastly, this is episode 158, guys. 158 episodes. Every time I say the number, how many episodes, it throws me off or whatnot. And we're not going anywhere. Michelle can tell you, we got people scheduled all the way to what? January, guys. I remember we scheduled yours. What? If that was
April?
Oh my goodness.
Was that April?
Was that April?
I think it was either April or May.
So yes.
No, it was in April because from doing that networking event, I got clients for 420.
See?
Yeah, it was in April.
So there we go, guys. So once again, that's a shout out to our city because we're not slowing down with guests because that.